back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video I will be reviewing the movie ONYEGWU. So this movie was produced by Uche Jombo, directed by Uche Jombo. So essentially it is an Uche Jombo production. So this tells the story of a footballer who, due to some health issues, is unable to play the sport he loves, and in trying to ignite his passion, he comes across this young footballer, this young boy who piques his interest, gives him a different perspective on life. I'll talk about like the cast and performances in the movie. But when we have the football star whose name was Mbanefo, who was played by MICHEAL. So he was this well-known, popular Nigerian footballer. Was known internationally, locally, everybody, like he was that big of a star. So he had I think some leg injury or health, something in regards to his leg, and this made him not fit to play, and he had to come back to Lagos, Nigeria, after his sister had told him that his wife, his girlfriend or whatever she was, his baby mama had put him inside bottle, that's why things are not going well for him and everything. And surprisingly, he believed that, I don't know why he believed that, came back home and was trying to get spiritual help to resolve that issue. But nonetheless, Zubby really played this role very well, and it was different seeing Zubby in this light, because I don't think I've seen him in this kind of character before, but he did a very good performance. Next person I'm talking about would be Chinedum, who in the movie was called Nedu. So Nedu was played by Kayode. So he was more or less the star of this movie. So he was this young boy, like a very good footballer, had this passion, this drive that he wants to play football, he wants to be the next ONYEGWU. And even like on his football team, he was the star, he was like the best player there. And of course, being the child of a single mom, it was difficult for his mom to allow him play football. But that aside, the young boy had like this passion, this drive, this thing that he just knew he was going to make it through football. He was like so talented. Like watching him, you can't deny his talent. But he was also very strong-headed. Kayode played this character very well. I think he more or less made everybody so invested in the story and interested in what was going to happen to him. The next person I'm talking about would be Ngozika, who was Uche Jombo in this movie. She happened to be Nedu's mom. So she was a single mother, raising 3 kids all by herself. She was an akara seller. So that was what she does to get by. And of course, her being the only sole provider of her kids, she was very protective of them. She was very loving, of course. And she was very stern, like when she needs to be. But she was against the whole Nedu playing football, like being so interested in it. She just wanted him to go to school, like have a plan B sort of thing. And honestly, like Uche Jombo's acting in this movie was very exceptional. It was very relatable, very interesting, very entertaining. Like you get to see the authenticity of this single mother who is going through all these trials, and you want to raise 2 boy childs together, considering how mischievous and stubborn they both can be. But she really did a wonderful performance. Next person I'll talk about would be Ahannam, who was played by Emeka, who also happens to be Ngozika's son. So he was the older son, whereas Nedu was the younger son. So he was more or less like a very supportive brother to Nedu. Like he was the one giving him the ginger, like, I'll go and do your thing, I'll take videos of you, post. Like, he was very supportive. And also in regards to the home front, he was trying his best to provide support his mom. Another person I'll be talking about would be the character Eno, who was played by Nedu. Like, her character was so hilarious. I think she brought like a different dynamic, she brought a different vibe to the movie. Things where you get to see her in this movie, you find yourself laughing so hard with her whole Akwa Ibom accent. She was a very funny character in this movie. I think she was more or less well-to-do. She was the most comfortable out of in this movie. Her son was also playing on that football team, and she was one that would do anything to make sure that her son is noticed. She was trying her best to be a good mother, but you know, she went through some tactics that were not right. Her performance all in all in this movie was amazing. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing her. Another character you would see in this movie would be the character of Obiageli, who was played by Chioma. She was friends to Ngozika in this movie, of course. I think she was like a hustling mother. She was also like supporting her kids and supporting her family and everything. She didn't really do so much in the movie. Yeah. So another character you would see in the movie would be the character Tina, who was played by Tacha. So she was, I don't know if she was the wife or she was just baby mama of, you know, Alex the footballer. But it was interesting seeing her in this movie. I think she did an okay performance. She did well. Other faces you would get to see in this movie, you would get to see Broda Shaggi in this movie. I think he played Kabiru in this movie. You would also get to see Latif Adejimeji, who was Segun. He was Eno's husband. Yes, so the dynamic of these two in this movie was hilarious to see. Because Eno was more or less the man of the house. She was the one providing for the family. So Segun had no say in regards to whatever was going on in the family. I think he was also afraid of his wife. He couldn't talk to her, he couldn't caution her, he couldn't say anything to her, which was just something else. And another character you would see, I think the son Uduak was played by Emeka. So he was very good friends with Nedu, but because of his mother's, I think, you know, when you're not good at something but somebody is making you feel worse about that thing, and to him it felt like, you know, Nedu was more or less taking everything from him, because apparently he had this girlfriend, but the girl sort of liked Nedu or just liked being around Nedu. And considering that, oh, Nedu is the star of the football team, you know, he scores the goals, now his so-called babes is trying to be friends with Nedu. So he was just getting very agitated, getting very upset and envious of that, to the extent where, you know, the boot that he gave Nedu as gifts, he took it back. He was able to manage his emotions later on in the movie. He was able to understand that everybody has their own gifts. Like, it's not Nedu's fault that he's good at what he does, so he should not be envious of him. And I think he even stood up to his mom about that whole thing. But yeah, so another familiar face you would see in the movie, you would see Tina Umba, who was Alex's mom. You'd also get to see I think Lilian Esoro. I think she was the spiritualist. You see Toyin Abraham, you see Nancy Sime, you see Ufoma, and you see the coach in the movie. Of course, you get to see William Chamber. Like, that guy is crazy. So he was, I don't know if he was a friend or his PA or PR or whatever to Alex. Yes, so he was of course very silly as expected. So, oh yeah, you also get to see Mr. Macaroni in this movie. I think he was the pastor or the priest or something. That is that about, you know, the actors in this movie. Their performance, of course, was amazing. Like, everybody did an exceptional performance in bringing, you know, this movie to life. Although some people had more to offer than others, but regardless of how minimal their scenes were, they still did a good work. So the storytelling of this movie was amazing. The movie tells a very, very relatable story. It tells us the story of how this young boy's dream of becoming a footballer was actualized. Like, it also shows how resilience can, you know, pay off. It also shows like the whole struggles, you know, single mothers face in regards to, you know, keeping their family, providing and, you know, raising the kids and everything. And also considering the fact that Ngozika sells akara, it was so funny because I think every time in the movie you see her frying akara, you see her giving the son, you know, akara to eat. Like, that was the only thing this boy was ever with, to the point where he was teasing about it, saying that one day he's going to start growing akara on his head. Oh yes, but she was also understanding of the fact that, okay, her son is of course very talented at this thing. When Alex the superstar came to tell her, oh, he wants to sponsor her son and everything, instead of jumping at that offer, she was like, of course she has to pray about it, she has to think about it before she can give him a response. This was something that I really appreciated, that although they are not well off, although they are not desperate to just jump at, you know, any offer that comes their way, which was nice to see. But another thing I did not really like in the movie was, okay, the whole crux of the matter, or the focal point of the movie was, okay, this superstar came back home because of his health issues. But in the movie, we didn't tell us the intensity or the severity of, you know, this health issue. We just kept hearing, oh, that he can't play, he can't do this, he can't do that. But they did not explore, they did not tell us, like, they didn't show us how serious his injury was, or show us him like going through maybe rehabilitation or something in regards to him and his health. But more or less just focused on this young boy's story, which I feel maybe that was the central point of the movie. That was more or less the focal point of the movie, was this young child stream as regards, you know, the superstar. From the trailer and everything, you think, okay, we'll get to see how serious this guy's health issues are, and you know, his journey to recovery, and you know, in that process you get to see how he finds this young talent. But that's not the case. But regardless, it's still a very, very enjoyable watching. We thoroughly enjoy watching it. There are a lot of funny moments, a lot of silly moments, a lot of annoying moments, and of course all these familiar faces in the movie, you know, can act well. And it was not a surprise that we got to see, you know, Uche Jombo's friends in this movie, and it was just, I think it was also very cool and supportive of them to do that. As a producer, director, and also an actor in her own movie, she did an exceptional performance. This movie is a must watch, you know, ONYEGWU. And yes, and even as you're watching the movie, towards the end, you will not even want the movie to end, because after everything had happened, I was still expecting, like, oh, to get to see more. But after that, their press conference, it was just done. I was like, oh no. So it was very, very enjoyable. It was very engaging, very relatable, and it told a very, very beautiful story. Uche Jombo gave us an exceptional performance. She gave us an exceptional movie. Like, she deserves all her flowers, because this movie is good and you should check it out. You can watch it on Prime Videos. You'll find your favorite actors, or some of your favorite actors, in this movie. So definitely check it out. What would I be rating the movie? I'll rate it a 7/10. Yes, I'll rate it a 7, or should I give it an 8? Okay, let me give it, I'll rate it an 8/10. So what would you rate the movie if you've seen it? And yeah, so like this video if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new to my channel, check out my other reviews on this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.